Hi, this is a Marantz SD5010 cassette deck, and I just wanted to put this quick video together for you to show you what I went through to replace the belts in case you have to do the same thing. So hopefully this is of some value to you and you can benefit from it. Thanks, have a good day. This unit has a total of 5 belts. There's a flywheel belt, the clutch belt, upper and lower counter belts, and then there's a transport drive belt. These are the original leftover counter belts and the drive belt, the transport drive belt. These are in pretty decent shape. I replaced them anyways. The flywheel belt and the clutch belt had disintegrated and left debris all over the inside of the mechanisms and requires quite a bit of cleanup. So let me walk you through what I had to do to get the belts replaced. Obviously I've done them already here, but I'm going to try to backtrack a little bit to help you with your project. Again, I took apart a lot more of the unit than I needed to, so after I'd figured things out, maybe it'll simplify things a little bit for you. First thing you need to do is remove the 3 screws on this plate. Then you can back the plate out. The pulley will stay attached to the shaft, and then you can slide that transport mechanism forward. You're going to need to unplug these 2 cable assemblies right here, and you're going to need to unplug this brown and red connector that comes across and plugs in over here, and then this multi-connector cable is going to need to be unplugged as well. There's also a stop bracket right there. You can see the screw. You're going to need to remove that stop bracket, and then I think the whole transport will pull out for you. I took this whole faceplate apart. I don't think you need to do that, but there's 4 screws on the top, 4 screws on the bottom, and that comes out, and then you can slide the whole mechanism out, hopefully. Okay, so I've got the transport out. There's 2 screws here to take this cover off, 2 screws here, and then on each side, and you can remove this cover. It snaps out, and you can see here that there's 2 belts that drive the counter. One of them is here, the other one goes along the front underneath this channel. So it's going to require that you take these 2 channels off, and there's a couple of screws here, and there's some screws on the side, and you can get the channels off. So on the flip side of the transport, you can take off the cover plate, and then you're going to have to remove both channels on either side to access a screw that will help you remove the flywheel bracket. And I didn't remove the flywheel bracket in its entirety. I just elevated it maybe a 1/4 inch or so, just enough to get the flywheel belt underneath, around the flywheel, and then over to the motor pulley. The clutch pulley was a little bit more complicated. I didn't have to pull the flywheel. I was able to sneak the belt underneath the flywheel, and then it wraps around the motor pulley, and then it has to attach to the pulley on the opposite side. So it's pretty complicated, but I took a picture here for you, and I added a little diagram. Here's a shot that I took to just try and capture the configuration. Here's a little drawing I put together showing the belt configuration. It's pretty intuitive how the flywheel belt goes, but the belt for the clutch is a little more unique, and it was difficult to figure out looking at the manual. And of course the original belt was completely disintegrated. So the belt goes around that pulley and that pulley bracket, extends underneath, and I guess this is the clutch assembly. And again, I was able to force this beneath the flywheel and then wrap that around and attach it underneath. And again, you have to remove this bracket to configure the belt like that. Okay, so lastly we've got the drive belt for the transport mechanism. And then all I've got to do is take this plate and get that screwed back on. Kind of spliced a lot of video together for you here, but I hope this helps. So take care, have a good day.